Hello again and welcome back to the craft room. This is card number 3 in my class by mail for January 2021, featuring the Floating and Fluttering bundle and stamp set from Stamping Up from the January to June mini catalogue. Thanks for purchasing this one. I hope you enjoyed enough to come back for another class sometime soon. Or I'm glad if you're enjoying these videos, please subscribe to my channel so you can catch up with all my card making exploits, I suppose you'd call them, in the future. So this is card number 3. I'm just checking my volume again. Yep, there we are. There's my horrible voice. I don't know why anyone would want to listen to it. Anyway, so this is our third card. This is slightly different, this one, in that it's got 2 of our little butterfly clusters there, plus some beautiful curved edges that are cut using the Curvy Celebrations dies, which are, as again, available in the January to June mini catalogue. So I have given you everything pre-cut for this one, and there is some of the really nice designer series paper behind the scenes as well. And I'll tell you about that one in a minute as we get there. Okay, so in your kit, as I mentioned before, you have everything cut that you need, including your dimensionals and your rhinestones, and a piece of the designer series paper. You're wondering whether it would be nicer that way. So whatever designer series paper you've got, if you flip it over and you actually like the other side better, please go for it. There's no need to stick with what I've given you or what I'm showing you in these videos. As usual, a card base, which is again our white cardstock. We've got a layer which is 1/8 of an inch smaller of Flirty Flamingo, so that's a really nice pink there. You've got a piece of designer series paper, and this one is from the Fine Art series, I think, because there it is on the back. Yes, I believe it is. I'm having a gone blank on myself here. Yes, it's from the Fine Art Floral Designer Series paper. It's really lovely paper. It's got some lovely, the little flowers on it. You actually can see the brush strokes on it, so it looks like somebody's actually just come along with a paintbrush and painted them nice and fresh. But no, it's really nice. And then the other side we've got some sort of more abstract patterns as well. I'm just thinking I might like that side, so we'll think about it as we go. Then you've got, as I mentioned, you've got the curvy pieces that have been cut with the Curvy Celebrations. And what you want to do eventually is you're going to be popping those on either side of your designer series paper, so that just a thin wave of it flows through. And actually looking at it, I think I actually do prefer that side. So, if you decide you want to flip that, that's totally fine. Then you've got 2 of our clusters of butterflies that have been die cut for you, or just additional white cardstock if you've got the dies and you want to die cut those yourself. We've got some dimensionals, and we've got some rhinestones as well to finish that off. So we might as well layer this up first, get that out of the way. So first of all, onto your card base goes your Flirty Flamingo. And you'll have just a tiny, tiny border of the white this time, not as big as the first 2 cards that we've done today. Then we're going to bring in our designer series paper, since I've decided I like that other side better. You're going to pop that pretty much in the middle of your Flirty Flamingo, but the same spacing top and bottom, so you have about a 1/16 of an inch top and bottom, and just in the middle there. So you see, make sure that's in the right spot, like a small sort of gap of the Flirty Flamingos showing through top and bottom. Then we'll bring in our curves. I like it that way or that way? I think that way. Bring in your curves. I'm going to attach those as well. line that up so it has the same gap that you allowed for your paper top and bottom as well. So they're actually going to look like the paper and this curve look like they're the same layer, top and bottom. And we'll bring in our other side. And make sure you line that up so that it matches the curve on your other side. And the same top and bottom. There we go. So that's the card base for this one pretty much done as well. It's a pretty simple class, this one. Anyway, so I think they're still pretty. Okay, so let's bring in our butterflies and we can stamp those and decorate those as well. This time I might show you how I've done it with my Stamparatus, just to show you that it's slightly easier than trying to match it up by eye. And I'll just show you. So if you've got a platform, a stamping platform of any sort, I sort of suggest that you do that. So what I've done here on my grid paper is I've already stamped an image of the butterflies there. So you can see that's the butterflies from our stamp set that we're actually using. Then what I do is line up our die cuts. So if you've got the die cuts, line them up with the image that you've stamped already. Now make sure I've cleaned that or else we're going to have a disaster. Then you line up your, actually, rewind. Let's pretend I haven't stamped that. Let's turn it over. It's even easier to do it this other way. Okay, so pop your butterflies onto your stamp like that. Put the magnets on. And use it to do, make sure I'm in focus, use it to do one image onto your grid paper. So we know that when you stamp, that's where the image is going to be. Okay, so then bring in one of your die cut blanks, position it over the practice one, the one that you did then, ink up your stamp again, and now stamp down. That was much easier, wasn't it? She said, trying to make things easy. Okay. And there you are. Ooh. And the good thing is, if it goes a little bit light like it has there, you know that you can pop it back down and give it another go. And you will be in the right place, hopefully. Oh, disaster. Anyway, I'm going to cut myself another one. We'll do this one. We'll do the other one. Okay, so popping it in the right spot. Maybe I didn't ink it up well enough. Lots and lots and lots and lots of ink. And then in place. Trouble is, this stamp set isn't symmetrical, so I just can't turn it over. I actually have to cut a new one. That's better. There you go. That's perfect. Now just bear with me while I cut another one, which is tricky because I haven't got the die cuts out. There we go. Here are the dies. So if you haven't bought them, this is what they look like. And there is our butterfly. Just going to grab some white cardstock. And just cut one. Bear with me, I won't bring my die cutting machine in. It's a shot. take 2. So bring the stamping platform back in. Position our butterflies over the template image. Ink it up. Lots and lots of ink, especially in that middle part, which I didn't ink up properly before. And down we go. Perfect. Phew. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. I'll just pop that aside. Now, it's time for colouring in. We might do something, will we do something different or just stick to what we know? We might do it with blends, I think. Just do something different just to show you. So here's our blends. So this is our Highland Heather light and dark, and our Flirty Flamingo light and dark, and our Garden Green light and dark. So those are the 3 colours that we used in ink, so we're going to use them in blends instead. So I'm going to use, because I've got so much Flirty Flamingo, I'm going to use more Flirty Flamingo than I did previously, just to carry that colour through. And it's nice to actually give the butterflies a little bit of two-tone colour, so sort of picking, so this is the dark one, so just sort of pick certain parts of his wings and make them darker. Just, you know, so just where the natural lines of the wing is. I don't know if there is an actual butterfly that this is this sort of colour, but there is today. And then I might make this one Flirty Flamingo as well. Takes a little bit longer than stamping, obviously. But you can be a little bit more precise with your where you want your colours. I'm going to make this guy Flirty Flamingo as well. As I say, don't want too much of the other colours because they might clash a little bit with the cardstock. I'm doing the same on both sides, but you wouldn't have to if you wanted your butterflies to be, you know, asymmetrical. That's fine too. Since we've discovered a whole new species that doesn't actually exist. We'll bring in our light Flirty Flamingo and just finish those off, just the in-between spots. We're going to bring in our Highland Heather and do the other butterflies, and the Granny Apple Green just to do our leaves, our little foliage. to do one of them, but I've gone a bit crazy with the Flirty Flamingo. That doesn't matter. That's fine. And the Granny Apple Green. Now, I haven't done any blending on this particular one. Of course, you can go as crazy as you want with the colours and as elaborate as you want with the technique for colouring them. But just for this video, just sticking to straight blocks of colour. There we go. There we go. There's our two lots of butterflies all decorated. Okay, we're going to pop those onto our card front, and we're going to use dimensionals again just to give it a bit of height. And let's pop those all around. Now, I am cheating slightly with this card because a girlfriend of mine who follows my Facebook page but doesn't actually do card making saw this particular design and said she loved it so much that she would like to grab a card to give to a friend of hers. So, but she didn't want a sentiment on it, she just wants it blank. So I am not going to put a sentiment on this one, and this is the one I'm going to give her, just to save making it again. I have made it 3 times already with a sentiment, so this is the one that Tracy's going to get. So I'm not going to pop a sentiment on, but I will show you where to put the sentiment with the original card. Okay, so we're going to pop this little guy down here, just like that. Now, when you're stamping your sentiment, it would go in this patch here, just where there's a large amount of white. So you can only go sort of a fairly short sentiment. Here I've used the same happy birthday that I used on the previous card, so that would fit perfectly in there. You know, any sort of nice compact happy birthday. Or, as you can with this one, as I am with this one, you can leave it blank as well. There's no problems there at all. So just one more set of embellishments, dimensionals. I am using a few more dimensionals here as well because I am giving this card to someone as a request. Just a few more. There we go. I'll take those off as well. I think half these videos are me taking dimensionals backings off, I think. Might get my editor to stream through it really fast. He's very good at that. While I'm taking these off, I'll give a little bit of a plug for next month's card class by mail. Will be the Sweet Strawberry Bundle, which is also in the January to June mini catalogue. It's a really sweet little bundle. It has a strawberry theme, and it comes with a punch. So instead of the dies, it comes with a punch. So if you don't have a die cutting machine and you don't want to do all that fiddly fussy cutting, it's the perfect one for you. So it's a really nice little strawberry themed set. So I'm going to pop that one on there. So the butterflies, I've got them sort of following the curves of the middle there, but that's sort of just me. So I want this other one sort of there. So it's sort of going up like that. So that's pretty much done there. I've got some dimensionals there. I've got dimensionals on the brain. Some embellishments, some little rhinestones did go through a lot of rhinestones for this class, and I've just got 3 there, so if you can pop them around just in the little gaps here and there around your butterflies and around your sentiment too, which, you know, wherever you decide, if you put it there, you can put a dimensional a rhinestone there as well. Should make a disclosure at the beginning of my videos that dimensional and rhinestone are interchangeable. Okay, so there we are. So that's this one. So as I say, the friend who's having this card wants no sentiment on the front, but if you pop your sentiment on, you can pop it in that little space there, which is where it is on my original card. And as I said again, use whatever side of that designer series paper, that fine art gallery designer series paper, use whichever side you like. In this case, I've decided to flip it over and use that beautiful brush strokes there. Okay, so that is card number 3, the final card for this January class. I hope you've enjoyed it. As I say, please pop back for future classes if you have. I'm going to keep doing the classes by mail. They've been a really popular product from me, and you know, I hope you enjoy them as much as I do bringing them to you. So take care everyone, and I will see you hopefully next month.